Hello friends, this is Rajashree Pantoji from A.G. Patil Institute of Technology, Solapur. We are discussing about the water technology. Until now we have recorded 4 videos. We have 4 videos based on this water technology. In water technology until now we have studied that how water comes or how water is regained from raining means all the rivers they are filled by the rainwater. Water cycle we have discussed about how much fresh water is present on the earth, how it can be utilized. It is said that water is the most abundant chemical which is found on the earth and which is most misused chemicals. Now water has one alternative word that is life. In Marathi, it is called as Jivan because without water, life cannot exist. Earth is the only planet where water exists, and due to water, life exists here only. Now, we have learned in previous lectures that there are many water quality parameters. Why we are learning these water quality parameters? Because water is the most important tool, engineering tool in industries. We can't live, survive without water because we use water everywhere for drinking, for cleaning, for many purposes water is required. Without water, our life cannot exist, and without water, we can't survive a single day. So, water is the very important. So, we should learn about water. What are its qualities? It is a miraculous liquid. Okay, and it has many special properties. It is called as a universal solvent because many salts, many inorganic salts, those get dissolved in the water. Many gases, those get dissolved in the water. Previously, we have studied one water quality parameter that is hardness. Now we are going to study another water quality parameter that is dissolved oxygen. As name suggests, dissolved oxygen means water is get dissolved with the oxygen means oxygen from the air it get dissolved in the water up to 1 ppm to 15 ppm. 151 ppm means 1 part per million means what 1 milligram in a 1 liter. Okay, means 1 liter of water may contain maximum 15 milligrams of oxygen, and it indicates the freshness of the water means higher is the percentage of oxygen, higher is the quantity of oxygen, fresher is the water. Now our river Ganga or rivers, those are termed as a holy places. Why they are termed as holy places? Because they have higher oxygen content. How it is possible? Because river water is always flowing. Every layer of the water comes in contact with the atmospheric oxygen, and whatever the oxygen utilized by microorganism, it is maintained by the atmospheric oxygen. And what happens actually? The level of the oxygen is maintained in the water, and due to that, that water is termed flowing water is termed as a fresh water. Now in water purification plants, water is fountained or it is exposed to air to get the higher dissolved oxygen content. Because higher dissolved oxygen content, it is very safe for drinking and other domestic purposes. Okay, so this is the importance of the dissolved oxygen content. Now dissolved oxygen content if higher, it is not useful in industries because boiler may get corrode. Means there are pros and cons of everything. Now like that dissolved oxygen have pros and cons also. Means there is one con that is the boilers may get corrode, water supplying pipes may get corrode due to the higher dissolved oxygen content. So there they use deoxygenated water for the boilers. That procedure is get means that procedure is followed for the water to you before using in the boilers. Okay. Now, dissolved oxygen play very important role in deciding water quality for domestic and industrial use. Maximum dissolved oxygen indicates its freshness. If dissolved oxygen is very less, then it is not safe for drinking and other domestic uses. In industries, deoxygenating water used because dissolved oxygen containing water may corrode boiler surface. So there deoxygenating water is used. Now experimentally we can determine the dissolved oxygen content of the any water sample in our laboratory. Now principle behind this is the oxidation redox reaction, or it is also called as iodometry. Now why it is called as iodometry? Because here iodine is liberated, which is equivalent to the dissolved oxygen content. Now, why such iodometry is followed here? Because oxygen, as we know that oxygen is a highly reactive gas. It always exists in a diatomic form. It cannot be removed from the compound very easily. Means whatever the oxygen is present in the water, it is in diatomic form. We can't break that diatomic form and we can't utilize that oxygen directly for the reaction. So indirectly we have to use that oxygen, means that oxygen is utilized for another reaction, that is oxidation reaction, and then that much compound, whatever the another compound is formed, that is considered as a equivalent to the dissolved oxygen content. Now here potassium iodide is oxidized by the dissolved oxygen. Now indicator dissolved oxygen in water it is in molecular state. It is not capable of reacting with Ki directly. So here MnOH twice, that is manganese hydroxide, used to bring about the reaction. Now here are some schematic reactions are presented here. Means first the potassium iodide is treated for oxidation with the help of dissolved oxygen with the help of manganese hydroxide and in the presence of H2SO4. And all these reactions, they liberate the iodine, which is equivalent to the oxygen, dissolved oxygen, and that iodine is titrated against the sodium thiosulfate, and then by knowing the amount of sodium thiosulfate required for the iodine, that is called as a with the help of that amount of sodium thiosulfate, we can calculate the dissolved oxygen content of the water in the laboratory. Now, this is the simple, somewhat complicated principle behind this. Means oxygen cannot be directly used in the reaction, so indirectly it is used. For indirectly use, we use here manganese hydroxide, H2SO4 and all that. Ki is then added. Now during procedure here, we have to take a stoppered bottle which is full of water sample whose dissolved oxygen content is to be detected. Okay. Then we have to add manganese hydroxide, pinch of manganese hydroxide, then Ki solution, which is alkaline in nature. Both are added into that water. Stir well, shake well, then we will get the reddish brown PPT in the water. Then H2SO4 is added, then our liquid will turn into the yellow color. Now, some problems are there. If water contains nitrate, sulfate, due to which determination of dissolved oxygen is not possible without their removal, because the ions react with Ki, so sodium azide, that is NaN3, is added to the water to remove nitrites and sulfates first, and then the water is treated. Okay, then what happens actually here? Sodium thiosulfate We have to take the water sample, 50 ml of water sample from the stoppered bottle, then add starch as an indicator in, then our liquid will get blue in color. Okay, then add drop wise addition of Na2H2O3 from the burette, then our liquid will get colorless. Means until we get colorless liquid, we have to add that sodium thiosulfate. By noting down the amount of sodium thiosulfate from the burette, we can calculate the dissolved oxygen content of the water. Understood? Now this dissolved oxygen is a very much important water quality parameter because nowadays there is a lots of scarcity of water. Now whatever the wastewater, it is converted into the fresh water with the help of many treatments, and those treatments are decided on the base of BOD. BOD means biochemical oxygen demand of the water. BOD is a parameter from which we can decide the freshness of the water, how much quantity of pollution is present in the water. BOD values are very, very important. Now we are going to discuss BOD. The biochemical oxygen demand is the quantity of oxygen required by bacteria and other microorganisms during the biochemical degradation and transformation of the organic matter into the simple compound. In the beginning, I told you that green plants, those are called as autotrophs, and they have capacity to capture the sunlight, that is electromagnetic waves, and convert that energy into the chemical energy, that is sugars are formed with the help of photosynthesis reaction. Now as life starts, there is an end of life also. After ending the life, that complex material, whatever the complex material is there, means say one animal dies, then means what, it has many complex substances, those are simplified by the saprophytes, that is microorganisms, by utilizing the atmospheric oxygen or oxygen from the water, and that is called as aerobic reaction. Means this cycle is continuous in our nature, बिकॉज द प्रिंसिपल ऑन द अर्थ इज जीवो जीवस्य जीवनम, एक जीव दूसरे जीव पे डिपेंड करता है, वन लाइफ डिपेंड्स ऑन द अनदर लाइफ. नाउ दिस मीन्स हियर आई सेड दैट oxygen required by bacteria, means whatever the bacteria are present in the water, whatever the organic material which is present in the water, that is simplified by these microorganisms with the help of oxygen, which is utilized by the dissolved oxygen content. Means whatever the dissolved oxygen content of water is there, that oxygen is utilized by the microorganism to simplify the decaying material. Now BOD can be defined as amount of free oxygen required for the biological oxidation of organic matter, whatever the organic matter is present in the water, under aerobic condition at 20 degrees centigrade for a period of 5 days. 5 days is the optimum period where all the life cycles they can be completed, and 20 degrees centigrade is the optimum temperature where all the life cycle or life processes exist at the higher percentage. Now experimental procedure of BOD. Take a known amount of sample of sewage water whose BOD is to be, means BOD is determined of the sewage water. Now determine its dissolved oxygen content. Dilute it with the known volume of predetermined dissolved oxygen fresh water containing microorganisms. The whole solution is incubated in a closed bottle at 20 degrees centigrade for a period of 5 days. Okay. Now this is the BOD. It is like a freeze, and we can maintain the temperature up to 20 degree centigrade. Okay, here that bottle is kept whose BOD is to be determined means first we have to take a sewage water sample, then dilute it with a fresh water or distilled water sample whose dissolved oxygen content is known. Then we have to incubate that bottle in this BOD incubator for 5 days. Okay. After 5 days, unused oxygen is determined. The difference between the initial dissolved oxygen and used oxygen content gives BOD value. BOD value may be given as initial amount of dissolved oxygen minus amount of dissolved oxygen after 5 days. BOD value indicate amount of decomposable organic matter in polluted water. Now, BOD requires 5-day time and it is a lengthy process, and it only decides the oxygen required for organic material. Now, water doesn't contain only organic material, it also contains inorganic material and other oxidizable material. Now, COD value, that is chemical oxygen demand, it is a measure of all oxidizable impurities present in the sewage. Means what? Oxygen required to oxidize biologically inert organic matter such as cellulose. COD values, those are greater than the BOD values, and COD test require 3 hours for completion. Okay. Now here COD, chemical oxygen demand, it can be defined as the amount of free oxygen required to oxidize the impurities present in the sewage. All type of oxidizable impurities means it requires more oxygen than the BOD, and always COD values are greater than the BOD. COD have time period we require for only 3 hours. COD can be defined as the amount of oxygen milligram per liter consumed under specified conditions in the oxidation of organic and oxidizable inorganic matter corrected for the influence of the chlorides. Experimental procedure. Here chemicals required are potassium dichromate, sulfuric acid, mercuric acid, silver sulfate, ferrous ammonium sulfate, heroin indicator, water sample, etc. Now here procedure, take known amount of wastewater in a beaker, add 50% of H2SO4 with the little amount of Ag2SO4 and HgSO4. These both acts as a catalyst. Now here oxidation takes place with the help of K2Cr2O7. K2Cr2O7 is an oxidizing agent. Now heat the reaction mixture at refluxing temperature for 1 to 2 hours. Means minimum 90-minute heating is required here. Now refluxing this mixture for a 90 minutes. After that we have to cool that mixture. Oxidizable, during the heating what happens? Oxidizable organic and inorganic matter oxidized to form water, CO2, NH3, H2O, etc. Unreacted K2Cr2O7 is titrated with the standard ferrous ammonium sulfate. Ferrous ammonium sulfate and a heroin indicator is used. The end point is green reddish brown, and COD of the sample is calculated by the formula V1 minus V2 into normality into 8 into 1000 divided by volume of sample taken. Volume of sample taken. Okay. Now here what happens actually, there are two type of titrations. For determining the COD, we have mentioned here many chemicals. First of all, we have to take K2Cr2O7, okay, and we have to titrate it against ferrous ammonium sulfate using ferroin as an indicator. Now here it is called as a blank titration, means no any water sample is present, and we have to note down how much amount of ferrous ammonium sulfate is required for 25 ml of K2Cr2O7. Now here, then we have taken the water sample, wastewater sample, then added H2SO4, Ag2SO4, HgSO4, and then add 25 ml of K2Cr2O7 into it, and then reflux. Means some amount of K2Cr2O7 is required for the oxidation of the wastewater. Means whatever the material present in the wastewater, those material required oxygen from the K2Cr2O7 for the oxidation, and that is the difference. And with that difference, here V1 minus V2, V1 is a blank titration, V2 is the back, means after refluxing, V2 is the blank back titration, and that difference gives us COD, that is chemical oxygen demand. Now these are the very important water quality parameters to generate or to reuse the water. Nowadays, to save environment, we have to follow 3 R's, that is reduce, reuse, and recycle. Means we have to recycle the water. First, we have to reduce the use of the water. Again, reuse the whatever used water is there, and which is not possible to reuse, we have to recycle the water. And thus we can face the to reduce the scarcity of water for the mankind, because nowadays population is at the higher level and there is a scarcity of water. To face this scarcity, we have to follow 3 R's, and so the BOD and COD water quality parameters are important, with the help of which we can decide the water purification methods and strategy to recycle the water. Okay, thank you.